All right, you guys. I'm just gonna be going through the markets, going through Nas. So yeah, just gonna look at it. So looking at the daily. Let me zoom out real quick on the daily. Again, kind of have this very prominent swing high here. I was actually just reading this book, and I'll link the book in the Discord as well. I was actually just reading this book that was very helpful, and it was talking about using trend lines. But in their discussion about trend lines, I kind of ferreted out some interesting points that I think might be helpful to like just the way that I know that most people, in ODC trade. So that being said, first and foremost, what he was talking about with trend lines is how to set them up, and really how to set them up on the top and the bottom. Because as you know, with trend lines, if you're looking at a downward sloping trend line, the most important trend line is the top. If you're looking at an upward sloping trend line, the most important trend line is the bottom, right? Because you look for a break of that trend line. So that being said, what he was saying was, the author of the book was saying, first thing you want to do is you want to go to like the highest point that you can see. So that would be over here right now, right? Obviously I pulled out and I could see this too. But just as the chart was looking now, without this being in the way, this is the highest point to me, right? And then what you also want to do is you want to go to the next highest point before a new swing low, right? A new low. So what do I mean by that? Well, this is the highest point before we make this new swing low, and we haven't made a new swing low since, right? At least on the daily, in terms of like these very low swing lows, right? So, that being said, obviously I was using this high before anyway, but I just kind of wanted to call that out real quick. But let me get back to the analysis. So again, we can see here where's the premium area. Again, it's this 50 level, right? So if I'm going to be a seller, I'd like to be a seller from there, and we'll see how this is relevant as we get lower. So as we drop down to the 4 hour, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna do this. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. All right. So as we drop down to the 4 hour, again, this yellow line denotes this premium level. Just write that in. Okay, 1 hour. So 1 hour, 15 minute, same thing. All right, what can we see? We can see today we moved up and formed some relative equal highs, right? Not perfectly equal, but they're relatively equal. And we can see we're dropping lower very sharply. Now, where are we dropping lower into? This area like so. So again, we had a fair value gap in here. Don't have it anymore. But we do still have this, kind of area like so, right? Which we're dropping into now. And what am I saying with that? Well, I'm not saying we are going to see it, but what I would like to see, what I would be anticipating, at least up until 8:30, up until that point, pull down, and then maybe we push back up, push above these relative equal highs, this session's current high, this previous session's high, right? Friday's high, right? Push above these highs, get back into that premium level, and then look for a breakdown from there. Don't have to do that. You definitely just, kind of just pull back, drop lower again, right? Because again, very sharp displacement, right? We got this displacement from above this premium level. So we pushed up, got above it, like I said, tagged this, made a relative equal high, and then we just dropped lower. So it's, we definitely could, and we left a gap in here. So we definitely could pull back into this gap and drop down, especially with us having relative equal highs here. We could just pull back into this gap and just drop down, right? But that being said, if that happens, I'm going to be on the ball for that, just because we do have this midnight open price here, so we would at least be above the midnight open price. Obviously, it would be, in my eyes, from the analysis I'm doing, just a bit more high probability if we were able to get above this premium level, right, and above this set of relative equal highs, right? But that being said, we'll see what happens going forward. All right, just showing you guys some execution from today. So just looking at it again, referencing the analysis that I did earlier in the day. We were pulling into this area, and as we pulled into this area, we can see here that we got, I'm gonna quickly hide this. So we can see that we got swing high to swing low to swing high, new swing high, new swing low. We got to break above that new swing high very aggressively, right? Fair value gap, right? Got this price point here, sensitive, starting of the sensitive price point, but then waiting for us to pull into this fair value gap, right? I actually saw price when we were down here, so I got very lucky on the entry because we were actually in this fair value gap as well, and that's when I entered. But as we can see here, it was a very simple entry, pull up, and kind of just shot right up for a nice 2.32% to go into the day. I'm going to see if we can have a bit of continuation up into this premium area that I identified earlier today. We can see we're starting to move very strongly, so we'll see if we can bounce essentially from this area here, right? Or if not, from that area from here. If not, we're probably just going to break down for the rest of the day and then just go from there, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys are looking at today.